Today's top stories. Israel's President Shimon Peres said on Thursday there was no military solution to the nuclear standoff with Iran. During a meeting with visiting U.S. Special Envoy George Mitchell, Peres said, quote, "All the talk about a possible attack by Israel on Iran is not true. The solution in Iran is not military." Peres said that confronting the threat of a nuclear-armed Iran would require, quote, "broad international cooperation." Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, have hinted that Israel may take preemptive action to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. Tehran insists that its nuclear activities are entirely peaceful. According to the Fars news agency, Shokrullah Shokri Kajvari, the president of the Nushivarani University of Technology in the city of Babol at Tehran's Caspian coast, told a group of reporters today that certain groups from inside and outside the country are responsible for organizing the recent strikes by the students of that university. He added that the country's judicial authorities would be following up the students' political activities and their links abroad. Shekari Kajvari estimated that some 50 students were involved in the strike and that 90% of the students and faculty of Babol University were against the strike. The protests, which started last Sunday, faced an attack by the Basij and the law enforcement and security forces on Sunday. On Tuesday, Bagher Hosseini, the representative of Iran's supreme leader at that university, called the protests, quote, illegal. The International Campaign for Human Rights in Iran yesterday called for the prevention of the use of violence by law enforcement and security forces against the protesting students of Babol University. According to Amir Kabir, the protesting students demanded, quote, the atmosphere of student activities to be opened up, the Islamic Student Society to restart its activities, the Vice President for Cultural Affairs of the Babol University to resign, the arrested students to be freed, and charges against them, which prevents them from continuing their education, to be dropped. Hossein Yekta, the head of the central HQ of Rahyan-e-Noor, declared yesterday at a seminar staged by President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's election campaign HQ, quote, God and the martyrs were the ones who brought victory to Ahmadinejad in the last presidential election. According to Yari News website, after the resignation of some state officials close to Ahmadinejad, the latter's election HQ began its campaign activities by staging a meeting entitled The Spontaneous Meeting of Ahmadinejad Supporters in the conference hall of a Tehran mosque. At this meeting, Hossein Yekta addressed the question of supporting Ahmadinejad for the 10th round of presidential elections, telling the students present, quote, you should not be looking at electioneering work. You should work in such a way that the Imam of the age, the awaited 12th Imam of the Shiites, will choose you. Ahmadinejad knows what he is doing. These stories and more at televisionwashington.com.